All right, this is Storytime with Z. This is a retelling of Yar the Troll from the first story that I told. So sit back, grab your blankets, and remember the rules, please. Once I start, unless asked, let's keep it quiet. Laughter is acceptable, or crying if you like to do that. Funny. All right, so once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a troll. This troll's name was Yar. And Yar, he lived underneath a bridge.
Like most trolls do, you know.
And Yar the troll had a very awesome pastime. He would get up on the bridge and he'd pretend like he was a rock. And then when people came by, on horses, of course, and wagons, and it was back in the day before they had a lot of technology, that when people came by on the bridge, they would go to move this rock out, and Yar the troll would scare them. He'd go roar, and they would jump off the bridge, fall into the water, and float down to the village down below. Well, then he, of course, would take their horses and eat their horses because he loves horse jerky, and then he would go and he would relax and have a good time that night. Well, another person would come and he would hurry run up there and pretend like he's a rock and he would start coming. Well, this particular individual was named Ninja. And Ninja Assassin, his full name, but who needs to go by his full name? Ninja, he is like, this is a good day. What's that big thing in the middle? Hmm, looks like something very familiar. Having a little deja vu here. Gets off his horse, goes over to the rock and roar! Falls down, and as he screams, "This is the fifth time that's happened to me!" Roar! Well, of course, Yar laughed and he's like, "Sucker!" Take his horse, ate his horse. Well, Yar kind of was getting tired after, 50, 60, 70 people have done this too. He wanted a little more adventure, kind of break up the scene. So he decided to go on a little adventure. In this adventure, he went out to his pasture and he decided to round up a camel because of course trolls ride camels. Camel meat just not good, so he rode a camel. So he gets on his camel, starts riding it, comes to a bridge, and in the middle of the bridge there was a rock. Well, he's like, interesting. Gets off his camel, goes and looks, it's a rock, throws the rock off the bridge, gets back on his camel, goes down, the trail a little ways. Next thing you know, there's a log across to the trail. There again, he looks at it, gets off his camel, goes and looks at it again. Throws the stick, big old log out of the way, gets back on his camel. Next, he keeps going down further, and he comes across another. He comes across another bridge. Now, it had rained a lot that day, and he was kind of skeptical. The water was rising, and sure enough, just as he was going across the bridge, whoosh! He gets washed down to the stream, down the stream to the village. Well, while outside the village, he swims and he gets himself to the shore, and he's just sitting there, and he looks and he's like, village, I'm cold, I'm hungry, I don't really know where I am, and so he decides to walk inside. Well, this village, we'll call it Axia. The village of Axia had this It had this sort of fence around it, kind of wooden, kind of plank looking, and in the middle of it, the gate to it was a big stable looking building, and it had a big arch doorway in it. Well, Yar, being 8, 9 foot tall, he's like, "Wow, this is a place for me." He shivers and he's like, "I better go in there and find myself someone that maybe will help me." And so
User
as he
joined your
goes
channel.
as he goes down to run goes through the this big old barn, he starts walking, and next thing you know, oh, he's in a trap. He's in a net. He's up in the rafters, and he starts screaming, "Help! Help! Help me! I'm trapped! I'm trapped! I'm
User
hungry!
disconnected
I'm
from your
cold!
channel.
Help!" So, it being late at night, lights, candlelit, lanterns
User
all
was
start
moved out of
appearing in
your
the street,
channel.
and start appearing in the street, and a whole bunch of townspeople end up all finding out that it's Yar the Troll, and Yar the Troll is hanging up there, and he realizes that he starts recognizing a lot of these people, and he's like, ate that one's horse, ate that one's horse, and got a little worried, and he's like, "Oh no, what are you gonna do with me?" Well, they decided that before they did anything with Yar the Troll and the angry mob, they decided to meet as a council and a city council. And on this city council, there's some definite definite opinions on what we should do with Yar the Troll. Well, the first board member is named David, and David, he decided what to do with Yar the Troll. So,
Am I
so
gonna
David's still
decide?
thinking on what to do with Yar the Troll. So well, Oni, who's the other council on the board, what should we do with Yar the Troll?
Put him in jail.
Put him in
User
jail.
joined your channel.
Well, another person on the board was the very ninja assassin who Yar the Troll decided to
Roll.
eat his horses. So, Ninja, what should we do with Yar the Troll?
I say we lynch him.
User left your channel.
All right. So, Nick, he's the fourth member of the city council. What do you think we should do with Yar the Troll?
Yeah.
I say we throw him off a cliff.
Throw him off a cliff. So we have lynch him, jail him, and throw him off a cliff. So what do you think, David? What do you think we should do?
I think we should give him a hug and just let him go. Peace. Woo.
So we have give him a hug and let him go.
Boo.
Well, the last member on the board is a guy that kind of keeps to himself, doesn't say too much, named Zealand, and people most of the time just call him Z. And he decides that he kind of concurs with David. He's like, "Yeah, let's let him go, but let's make him promise not to scare us off any more bridges and eat our horses. It's hard to get good horses around here because he's been eating them all." Well, they knew that this was a bigger issue than just what the city council could control, the people and the mob outside. So they decided to present their findings to the people and let the people decide. So they went out and Ninja said, "Well, we don't know exactly what we're gonna do, but we want to either lynch him, jail him, or let him go. What do you think, people? And what do you guys think the people said? Well, of course, they said to lynch Yar the Troll. Now, Yar the Troll was getting worried, and he heard all this commotion going on, and he knew that it involved him, and he knew that it did not sound good for his livelihood. And they were saying, lynch him, and and he was getting really worried. Well, the town decided that it was too late to do anything that night, and for everyone to go back to bed, and they'll take care of it in the morning. Good lynching in the morning, never hurt anyone. They thought good for morale, especially for Yar the Troll, who lived under a bridge and ate people's horses. Great. So they all broke up, and one individual decided that she was going to take matters into her own hands, and she just could not see that Yar the Troll be lynched. She thought it was a little harsh, and that was Avera. Avera was a kind soul that loved animals, that loved people, that just full of love. So she sneaks over to the big barn building
User joined your channel.
and tells Yar the Troll that she's going to help him out, and that that the only thing that she'll help him is that if he promises to go far, far away and never eat any of their horses again, and can't go back home, can't go to the bridge, just so it stays far, far away. Well, Yar the Troll thinks about it a minute, and he kind of thinks again, and he decides that that's probably in his best interest to escape and get away. Well, just then, as Avera was about to untie him and cut him down, who would appear around the corner? But Ninja. Ninja came around the corner and said,
Boy, you ain't getting away.
and he wasn't going to get away in Ninja's opinion. He's like, Yar the Troll will be lynched tomorrow. Well, Avera decides that she's going to try to talk some sense into Ninja, and Ninja decides that he's just going to get more mad. He's like, we are going to lynch that horse-eating troll, and we're going to be done with him. Done, I say. Now, now Yar the Troll, he had big pointy teeth, and he had a big grin, and he had big eyes, and he's seeing what's going on, and he decides that this was the time for him to make his move. So he starts chewing through the rope, the net, and everything. Just chew, 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 chew. And he finally, as they're still arguing what to do with him, he breaks through, and he hits the ground. And both Avera and Ninja look over, and Ninja decides that this was the time to sound the alarm. Everyone out! Everyone out! Yar the Troll is escaping! Yar the Troll is escaping! Everyone! Everyone! Grab your pitchforks! Grab your bows! Grab your spears! Whatever! Let's get him! Well, he decides that he needs to get out of this place, so he goes out of Axie Inn and finds his camel on the bank and gets on his camel and rides across their bridge and keeps going. And he just knows that this is his only way to escape. Well, then he hears the crowd forming, and he hears the mob yelling, and he hears everything that needs to be done. And he's getting really scared, so he starts going back down the trail, comes to another log in the trail. Well, he knows he's got to hurry, so he jumps down, throws the log off the trail, gets back on his camel.
User joined your channel.
Goes down the trail a little further, realizes there's another log. So he gets off his camel, goes to the log, throws it out of the way, gets back on his camel. Goes across the bridge he got washed out of, keeps going, goes to another bridge, finds a rock in the middle of it. Well, now at this point, from having to get on and off his camel so much, the mob is really closing in on him. And and so he gets off his camel and he goes move the rock. And this one's big. He's like, man, I don't know if I can get this one. And the mob gets right up close to him. And of course, just as children would, a young child who's an orphan child by the name of V Tiger, he gets way ahead of the pack, and Yar the Troll throws the rock off because he knows they're getting close. Grabs the V Tiger and gets back on his camel and rides back to his bridge. Now,
Hmm.
now he's a little confused because when he gets to his bridge, there's actually another rock on his bridge, and the townspeople are right behind him. And he knows that if he gets off and throws the rock off his own bridge and goes under his bridge to his home, they're going to be right upon him, and he doesn't know what to do. So he gets off. He gets off his bridge, or he gets off his camel, goes and looks at the rock, and just then a dragon comes out from underneath the bridge and picks him up and eats Yar the Troll, and yes, and eats V Tiger as well. Poor little orphan never got a break in life. And the mob saw it all happen, and there was cheers and jeers from everyone. And they all went home and lived